Okay, it's now 8:10. Let's just start it. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our seminar about the most exciting investment opportunity in the Danforth village, the Dawes Condo. First, I want to make a disclaimer. Myself, George, and Michael, we're not representing the builder. We are independent broker and sales representatives. But we do have plenty of access to this project. That's why I'm here to introduce to you as my client about this great opportunity. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about the location of the Dawes. It's actually located in a very good location, the east end of Toronto. The major intersection is, as we can see my cursor on the slide, Danforth and Main Street. What's about Danforth and Main? The most important thing is the transportation, public transportation. There is the Main Street subway station, which only takes 7 minutes walking distance from this location, $10, that's the site. 7 minutes to Main Street subway station. And also it takes 8 minutes to go to the Danforth Go train station. And both stations takes less than 20 minutes ride, get to the core of the city. Main Street subway station, 13 minutes to Yonge and Bloor. So this is the most important feature of this location, public transportation. Other than that, actually, if you live in this neighborhood, it's very convenient. Walking distance to the east, there's a big plaza which have grocery like Metro, and there's a Lowe's, big Lowe's. It's very rare to find Lowe's or Home Depot in Toronto, in the crowded city. Shoppers Drug Mart, and also there's a LA Fitness here. If you go to the other side, there's a Sobeys. So you have two choices of grocery stores on both sides, which with walking distance within 10 minutes. So, and this is the location of the Dawes. If you can see the rendering, the view is actually fantastic. You can see the beautiful city skyline. And on the east side is all basically surrounded, it's all low-rise buildings. The view is pretty nice. Okay, and here is a bit about the project facts. So there's two towers for this project. There's the South Tower, which is a taller one, 38 stories high, with 378 units. And the North Tower is a little shorter, with 24 stories, with 253 units. And there is, on the podium level, going to be retails, convenience store, and most important thing is at the corner where the historical building is going to have 11,000 square feet daycare, and this is very rare in the condominium development, and which means it's not only the one bed or 1+ den worthwhile for investment. The larger unit, 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom, is also worthwhile because there are going to be families living here to raise their kids. There's a daycare. Okay, so here is the amenities, just some highlights. There's going to be gyms, party rooms, outdoor barbecues here and there, right? So these details will be sent to you later on once it's available. But here, why I'm having the seminar to our clients today is to tell you why you should invest in Dawes. There's two major reasons. I'm going to talk about them one by one. Okay, the first one is I call this major development zone. This is rare find in Toronto nowadays. This is one of them. And another thing is what you're buying, the Dawes, is actually the first tower, the first, I would say, the new building going to be developed in this area. If you can see here, whatever color in yellow in the first picture does not exist, but they have been planned by multiple developers. This one, the Dawes by Marlin Spring, is one of them. If you can see, these are the Dawes, and the other ones all by other developers. So in this area, in the next 10 years, what you're going to see is over 5,000 condominium units going to be on the market for sale. And if you're buying today, which means probably in the later this year, another developer going to launch another tower, and the price is always going to be higher than today's price. it's not going to be like the market drive the price up. It's actually the other developer, they're going to help you to drive the price up for your investment. Here is the rendering of how it looks like in the future. Okay. And if we're talking, look at this picture on the right top corner. So basically pinpoint some of the buildings going to be happening in this area. The 10 to 30 Dawes is actually what we're talking about, the Dawes condo. And right across the street is 6 Dawes. And I'm going to basically talk about a few of them so to give an idea. Okay, the first one is 6 Dawes. 6 Dawes is basically located south of where the Dawes condo will be located. Right now, it's a public storage. Here, it's going to be constructing 4 big towers, and there is going to be over 1,400 units there. And part of this redevelopment is actually going to be remodel the community center, which called the Main Square Community Center in this area. So it's in this complex later on, you're going to have a new library, new swimming pool, which is going to attract a lot of middle class want to live in this neighborhood. Okay, other than that, it's 6 Dawes. 6 Dawes is actually by one of the biggest developer in Canada, the Minto Communities. They already purchased the land. They plan to build 2 towers over 600 units. And this is right across the street of the Dawes condo. Let me just restart this because I don't know why this having this line. But anyways, okay. And behind the Dawes condo, where right now is the Canadian Tire site, is going to constructing another 2 towers, which is super tall. They're one of the 55-story, the other one 35-story, and in total you're seeing another over 1,100 units going to be constructed. What I'm just mentioning about, it's just in this Dawes, this roads, there's already, we're talking about over 10 towers going to be constructed, which has been approved by the city. I think they're going to be on the market for sale in the next 5 years, within the next 5 years. Okay, so here's a summary of the 3 towers, the 3 projects I talk about. And the red one right in the middle is what's going to happen next week, the Dawes condo, the first tower. Okay, this is the first reason I think why you should invest in the Dawes. The second reason is about pricing. If you look at what's happening in Toronto now, the pre-construction in general, I call this expensive. But expensive is not the problem. What matters is if there is growth potential in the future. I just want to take 2 of the recent projects as an example to illustrate why the Dawes is a better alternative or better choice for you to invest. The first one is Alias, which is recent project launched by Madison, which located in Richmond and Church. And this area, if you see the average resale condominium price is at $1,114 per square feet. And how much the Alias is selling for? On average, $1,650 per square feet. And there's a lot of unit like studios, they're selling more than $1,700 per square feet. What we're seeing here is the developer selling 48% more than the resale price. It's going to complete in about four years. So which means the developer eats up about more than 10% of the annual appreciation from today, right? And this is the first example. The second one is Concord Sky. It's a very famous project by Concord Development. They're good builders, and the location is fantastic, Yonge and Gerrard. But in this location, we call this Church Corridor. The resale price is at $1,155 per square feet. The Concord Sky is over $2,000 per square feet, and 77% more than the resale price. It's going to complete in about 6 to 7 years. But again, the developer already take away 10% of the annual growth from the potential investors. And how about the Dawes? Okay, let's look at the Dawes. the DARs right now in this area, the resale, I'm talking about the resale condos. There's not many resale condos in this area in Danforth Village, and they're already over 1,000 per square feet on average. Right here, it's 1,088 per square feet, over 1,000 per square feet. And how much, we already get an idea how much they're going to be selling for. The developer told us their target is between 1,200 to 1,300 per square feet. And that's just 10 to 19% more than the resale price. We're talking about completion again in 4 years, and they're just eating a little bit portion of the growth from the potential investors. And you still a large room to grow. If we're going to beating the average, have 10 to 12% growth year by year, then you will have big chunk of profit already before the condominium completed. So that's why I think the DARS is a good investment opportunity based on the price comparison from what they're selling for and what the resale price is. Of course, when you are buying a pre-construction, everybody will concern about if the developer is a reliable, trustable builder, because I don't want my money to put into this 5 years, I get my deposit and the building is canceled. Or there's some problem with the builder. Marlin Spring, first, they're very financially fit. If you go to their website, you see they're not only developing condominiums, they have their own asset portfolios. They have rental apartments here and there. They have commercial plazas. Go to the website and check out the Marlin Spring portfolio. They're very strong. Another thing which I highly recommend you to do every time when you're buying a pre-construction is go to Terrion website and search in the builder's directory to see how's their track record. I did my search in Marlin Spring. As you can see, there's 0 notice, 0 order issued, 0 fines. What does that tell us? Tells us it's a good builder. Okay. Probably some of you on the seminar are first-time pre-construction buyers. You're not familiar with the process to buy a pre-construction. I can just give you a very brief idea of how they're selling their units. When the builder decides to sell a condo tower, first thing they're going to do is talk to their friends and family saying, do you want a unit? Okay, they will probably sell a very little portion of their inventory to their friends and family with the introductory pricing. Okay, and after that, they're going to access to their, they call planting brokers, which have long-term relationship with them. Give them units, ask them to sell and with the same price at the friends and family, also with some incentives. When I'm talking incentives, I mean like extended deposit structures or free assignment, stuff like that. My group of partners, a lot of them, they're planting brokers with the developer, and DARS, we will have our client first access to this project with the best price. So after that, it will be general realtors and grand opening to the public. But at that time, the price will be increased bit by bit, especially grand opening. So you're probably going to see about 10 to 15% of price increase at grand opening. So when you buy a pre-construction, it's always good to choose a planting agent to purchase. Okay, so what's the next step? What if I want to buy this project? Okay, I will recommend you to submit your worksheet to us ASAP. A worksheet basically telling us, okay, I'm interested in purchasing. What is my preference? It's 1 bed, 1+ den, 2 bedrooms. Yeah, so and what is and also I need a piece of your ID to basically talk to the builder to reserve a unit for you. That's the next step. We call locations. Builder will give us the locations based on our wish list. Basically, the worksheet we submitted to the builder. Okay, all the detailed information, including pricing, floor plans, deposit structures, will be available on Monday. On Monday, I'm going to send to you the package of the renderings, the brochures, the price list, and the floor plans. Okay, So here's our contact information. Feel free to reach one of us for your questions. Okay, and also I'm done with my presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to open your microphones or type on the chat box. We're here.